Well, if it isn't Jack. Long time no see, pal. How you been? Can you guess who this is? Huh? Wait a sec, is that Biff? It is. I didn't even realize that I still had your number. Yeah, no kidding. You can say that again. Haven't seen you in ages. When was the last time? Our college graduation ceremony? Yeah, I think so. Man, it must have been like 8 years since then. Wow. Anyway, what are you doing right now? I'm watching TV and eating these cheese crackers. I didn't mean like that. I mean, what kind of job are you working these? Oh, that? Well, I just work for a company. Oh, is that so? Which means that basically, you're still a temp agency employee after all this time? No way! Well, actually, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Anyone could have seen that coming. You weren't looking for work like the rest of us back around the time you graduated college, huh? You suddenly told me you found something with the temp agency at the ceremony. It was sad then, but now it's just plain tragic. If we're honest, there's no way a slacker like you was ever gonna find a real job. Believe me, things really aren't going as badly for me as you seem to think. There was a reason I got a job at that temp agency, you see. As for me, unlike you, the chronic underachiever and eternal disappointment, I just landed a job at Viral Trading. Yeah, you heard me right. One of the most prestigious trading companies in the world. Wait, what? You got a job at Viral Trading? You see, boyo, when it comes to someone as brilliant, as talented as me, instead of looking for work myself, companies send talent scouts out in an attempt to recruit me. Yep, I guess you could call it that. I pull further away from you by the second. I guess a poor, miserable, poverty-stricken loser with no work ethic like yourself was never within a shot of keeping pace with a slick, high-rolling maverick hotshot like me to begin with. Well, that's right. Bottom-feeding depth grovelers like yourself aren't even allowed to apply. So you probably only ever heard about them on the news or in finance magazines. Looks like I'm gonna have to carry on zooming ahead on the path of success all by myself. It sucks to be you, nerd boy. So is this why you're messaging me? To tell me about your new job? I guess you could say that. Don't flatter yourself though, nerd boy. You're not the only one I told. You're making sure the whole world knows about it, huh? You betcha. This only further cements my position as the most successful person from my whole class. You do realize that, right? I was the best then, and I'm the best now. Elite. Say it with me, boyo. Elite. We have a class reunion coming up soon, so I figured I'd better give you nerds advance of my sheer brutal awesomeness so you could make the necessary mental preparations not to faint when you witness my radiant, glowing aura of supreme competence and masculine achievement. Interesting. I see. By any chance, do you know who the CEO of Viral Trading's parent company is? What kind of question is that? Whatever. Who cares who the CEO is? Does it make a difference to me getting my big fat paycheck at the end of the month? Nah. If it doesn't matter, I'll just find out after I start working there. Right. I guess you will. I start next month. Okay, well, good luck, I guess. Hey, Jack. What the hell are you doing at Viral Trading, nerd boy? I just saw you walking down the corridor with my manager. Is he showing you around for your new temp job or something? Yeah, that must be it. Some of the boys were talking about a new temp starting soon. Is that you? I bet I know what this is. You got all jealous when you heard I got a spot at Viral Trading. So you figured you'd try your luck, didn't you? I bet you couldn't bear to see the fact of me zooming ahead of you on the path to success and wanted to steal some of my glory. Am I right? Well, in that case, but I very kindly take it upon myself to train you up. Looks like your desk is going to be next to mine, so this is perfect, actually. That's not all. I hear the CEO of our parent company is coming in for an inspection today. Who knows? He might be so blown away by my immense work capacity, incredible good looks, wit, charisma, charm, and humility that he gives me a full-time contract at the parent company. How about that? All right, enough chit-chat, nerd boy. Get your ass over here right now. It's time for your training. Oh yeah, and from now on, you will always greet me by lowering your head and saying the following. Sir Biff, your excellence, please do me the kindness of gracing me, the big pea-brain moron, with your infinite wisdom. Hey, Jack, what the heck do you think you're playing at? You've been slacking off for a whole hour now. That's not all. I can see you're not reading my messages. There's no tick on them, nerd boy. You've got some nerve to ignore your direct supervisor like this. After I kindly offer to train you up, no less. If you carry on with this insolent attitude of yours, I'll have no choice but to hunt you down and show you what happens to any pitiful fool who dares to defy me. That noise you made was awesome. I can still hear it in my head. I stealthily crept up from behind as you idly chatted in the hallway like the useless slacker that you are, and slapped your butt cheek with a ruler as hard as I could. Yeah, that worked so well I think I might have to use it again. As your official supervisor, this is just what I needed to keep your ass in line. Which means, Jackie boy. It's time to drop your cocky attitude, you filthy, disgusting temp worker. If you don't hurry up and get to your desk, I'll come and slap that ass of yours again, you disobedient little peon. Want to get spanked with a ruler again? Or is the butt going too easy on you? I know. How about I hit you over the head with it instead? Or should I go for the back? Crack! I bet I could get a nice shot on your back. The sound would be like music to my ears. Biff, you've only been at this company for a month, right? So what? I'm still 1,000,000 times more important than filthy temp scum like you. It's time you learned your place, worm boy. Good grief. You should at least know the name and face of the CEO of your parent company. Huh? Jack! What the heck is going on here? Hello, Biff. Why would a temp worker be the CEO? Not just that, but the CEO of our parent company. Yep, that's right. I'm the CEO of Viral Holdings, parent company of Viral Trading. How could a pathetic temp worker like you ever become the CEO of anything? You have no professional achievements to speak of and no one respects you. You seem to be making lots of assumptions and misunderstandings here, Biff. But like I tried to tell you before, there was a reason I went into temp work instead of finding a proper full-time job at a company like the rest of you guys back when we graduated college. A reason? But he didn't want me to go into a grain in it, so he told me to get a year or two's worth of temp agency experience so I'd know what the professional world was like before I took on the title of CEO. I did as I was told and spent 2 years working as a temp at various companies. After that, I started working at my dad's company and learned a bunch of stuff from the other employees. I finally got appointed as CEO a year ago. What? You didn't tell me anything about this back in college. Why would I tell you in the first place? Besides, I already learned the hard way that you should never tell people more than they need to know about this kind of thing, because it only ends up coming back to bite you in the ass. I figured I was better off keeping it quiet. Anyway, it's the kind of thing you go around telling people about, is it? What the hell? But if you had told me you were CEO, I never would have done it. The left butt cheek is all red and swollen because of your little stunt with a ruler. Whether I was a CEO or a temp employee is irrelevant. You do not go around slapping people's butt cheeks with rulers. That's unforgivable behavior in any workplace. Surely even you understand that. Not only that, but who do you think you are, taking it upon yourself to be my supervisor and task yourself with the role of disciplining me? You can't seriously think the company would entrust such an important role to the newbie on his trial period who's barely been at the company a month? Who exactly do you think you are? Well, it's common knowledge that temp workers are pretty much like subordinates to workers with proper contracts. That's why I took the initiative with training you up. I'm pretty sure there's nothing like that written in the company rules. Besides, you do know there are some very talented temp workers who make more than regular employees. What? Wow, you didn't know that either. No, Anyway, you'll find out how we'll be dealing with you when your manager contacts you over the coming days. So for now, you're to do as you were told at the office and take a long, hard think about your behavior at home. Hey, Jack, why the hell am I getting fired? This constitutes an unfair dismissal. What do you want me to do about it? You're the CEO of our parent company. Surely there's something you could do to help your friend out of this mess? I heard you got into viral trading through personal connections, isn't that right? Huh? So the head of the HR department at Viral Holdings is your cousin, huh? I guess that explains why you thought you could get away with being so arrogant and domineering towards me and the other employees. What's wrong with using available manpower? You guys needed a number cruncher and I needed a job. There's nothing necessarily wrong with getting hired through personal connections, but only if it means bringing quality personnel into the company. In that case, I'm all in favor of it. Then why question it? That said, this might sound strange coming from the man himself, but you've been at the company a whole month and you still don't know the name or face of the CEO of your parent company. Due to your fatal lack of knowledge, when you saw me doing an inspection tour of the building, you assumed I was a new temp being trained up based on absolutely no evidence whatsoever. Then you came up from behind and slapped me with a ruler. And that's not all. I received a report from Sarah from admin that you hang around her department for hours at a time, making inappropriate sexual remarks and inviting her out on dates. Hey, my love life is my own private business, so stay out of it. Sarah is engaged. But you knew that, didn't you? You kept harassing her even though she refused you firmly time and time again and made it very clear she was in a relationship. You pestered her relentlessly, trying to use the fact you were the cousin of Viral Holdings' HR manager as a way to impress her by trying to seem like some kind of hotshot. What's wrong with using the cards in my deck? Would you get mad at a poker player for using his ace? The fact that you think having relatives at a company gives you license to act like a selfish, creepy weirdo is messed up to begin with. To frame this more in line with your own way of thinking, you're the worst card in our deck and we have zero use for you. God, but why? Want to know who Sarah's husband is? It's me. What? What? Are you serious? The reason I went to Viral Trading HQ for an inspection in the first place was because Sarah told me she was being sexually harassed by some weird new guy. When I asked her more about it, it became pretty clear to me the individual in question was you. It was clear to me at this point allowing HR to hire through personal connections had turned out to be an absolute disaster. Being a jerk to me over messages is one thing, but I had to draw the line at sexually harassing my employees, which is why I arranged to come and check on you under the pretext of a facilities inspection and made my way down to company HQ in person. What? And when I did, not only did you not realize I was the CEO of the parent company, but you mistook me for a temp and somehow felt that gave you full license to come over and physically assault me from behind with a long, hard object. What? What kind of CEO are you? Who pulls crap like this? You can't do surprise inspections on your employees. That's not fair. What a dick move. The only reason it was a surprise to you is because you still didn't have a clue who the CEO of the parent company was after a whole month. Whose fault do you think that is? Maybe if you had spent more of your time focusing on your work and familiarizing yourself with the company than sexually harassing my employees, you wouldn't be in this mess. Oh my God. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The reason you're getting fired is because your problematic behavior became too serious to ignore. God. Oh, and you should know I'm considering filing for compensation from you for the assault in the hallway. Compensation? Or to be more precise, settlement money that includes compensation. I already filed the police report. Police report? What the? If you want me to drop the charges, then I suggest you pay me enough money that I'd be willing to settle this out of court. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. What even is this? This is the result of your actions, Biff. Is that so hard to understand? You'll be receiving a call from my lawyer over the coming days. It would be in your best interest to have a good think about what you've done and cultivate some self-awareness as to what a grade A moron you've been before that happens. Are you serious? This cannot be happening. After the events of today's story, I found out another interesting little fact. Apparently, Biff had recently been fired from another company before joining us. As a result, he found it difficult to find anywhere else willing to hire him, which is why he ended up getting into viral trading through personal connections. However, he seems to have made a fatal error in his understanding of what entering a company on personal connections means, because it certainly doesn't give you license to treat others like crap. Actions have consequences, and naturally, Biff's behavior led to him being fired once more. It came to my attention later on that Biff's department manager had been aware of his problematic behavior, but kept quiet about it. Naturally, that was unacceptable, so some harsh words were spoken and the necessary action taken. As for the compensation, my lawyer got in touch with Biff as promised, and realized he had no choice but to pay up or face legal action and jail time. I got every cent of what I asked for in a lump sum. Apparently his mom and dad were kind enough to help him come up with the money. But that certainly didn't mean he was off the hook. I heard his dad called in a favor with an old drinking buddy to get him a job at a fish factory, where he was forced to work grueling 12-hour shifts and kept in line by a manager nicknamed the slave driver in order to come up with the money to pay them back. Not only that, but he was forced to live in a broom cupboard at the factory until his parents had been repaid every last cent they lent their wayward son. I'm not sure why he chose me of all people, but I got a random SOS message from him one day. Naturally, I blocked him as soon as I realized who it was and carried on about my day.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.